welcome to Marcy's Magical Marshmallows and Andrew. This is the version, you lucky you, this is the version where I give you the behind the scenes info. All the other stuff, let's just start the story and I'll watch it with you. How about that? Alright, here we go.
Marcy's Magical Marshmallows by Andrew Laughs. It was a bright, dreary day in the town of City Village neighborhood. Marcy was in her front yard playing on her tree swing. Well,
who doesn't like that?
One of the ropes broke on her swing, so she was just spinning a board around on a rope hanging from a tree. It may...
Can you imagine seeing that? Somebody like, what are you doing over there? Just got a little rope. I don't have anything hanging right here. Shoot, all my controllers are wireless and everything. He's over there spinning it. Here, let's use one of these wacky fellas here. Just imagine somebody's in their yard. What are you doing? My swing broke. I guess you'd be really just twirling it like this. It's kind of just spinning there, like slapping it around. But I digress. No, I don't even digress. We progress. We progress with the story. Let's see how this goes for old Marcy and her board.
Seemed like she had it all, but Marcy wanted more. Marcy ventured off to play in her second favorite sewer drain. She often went there to think about the solar system and hunt for objects.
You do not want to get that confused with your first favorite sewer drain. You know, like Georgie.
His treasure. On this day, she found a blender, an unopened DVD of the Mike Tyson documentary, and a used binder that was used to hold papers back in the day.
Ooh.
Just the usual stuff you find while taking a mosey through the sludge.
What? Okay,
like
yeah,
a
let's stop right
drawn
there. When's the last time you took a mosey? Me either. Now let's go back a little, because this analogy, it's going to hit home, and you're going to be able to use this in your everyday life when you talk about things. So this analogy, I don't want to interrupt it. Here we go.
Like a spoon drawn to a bowl of cereal, Marcy's gaze was drawn to a slimy, lumpy wall. She saw lumps, and she wanted them lumps. Lumps. She felt them and realized these were actually tasty-looking, multicolored marshmallows. She gathered them up, put them in her pockets so they would gather lint. However, the thought of putting one of these linty sewage marshmallows into her mouth overwhelmed Marcy. She drooled a little bit and relished in the warm spit taste trickling out of the corner of her mouth.
She has the marshmallow. She's putting them in her pocket. They're getting covered in lint. Stay with me now. Picture this. Lumpy walls, lumps, and then put them in your pocket. Like, I gotta get some lint on it. You gotta put one in. You can't resist eating one of these delicious magic well, she doesn't know they're magic. Well, spoiler alert.
She sneezed too, but that wasn't unusual for a Wednesday after evening. She popped the marshmallow into her mouth and said, tastes just like braces. She realized it was late, so she began skipping out of the sewer at a slow pace.
What a braces
You'll
taste like, I
never
don't know.
make it on time, her heart said to her.
There's a pig in here, I'm gonna
Suddenly,
film that.
Marcy felt like an anxious marshmallow and teleported back to her front yard. She realized that these marshmallows were magical and granted their eater their wildest dreams. That had to be it. It couldn't be that the type of person that plays in sewers and eats the contents had any mental issues and may have blacked out and forgot that they actually walked back home.
Maybe.
Nopers. Magic marshmallows. Marcy thought about all the good things in life these marshmallows were gonna fix.
The most logical or the first thing you think of is usually the right answer. That's it. Did she pass out? Did any of that happen? What's up, Jolene? Wagging his tail down there. I'm gonna add that to it. Wow. Anyway, did she pass out? Did she? No, the first thing that popped in here, marshmallows. That had to be it. Magical marshmallows. The police would have solved this if this was a cold case. They'd have had it. It's the first thing that would pop into anyone with logical mind thinking's thoughts.
Her brother could finally get that broken skateboard.
Ooh.
Her father could finally sell her brother's broken skateboard. She could finally help her mom get that divorce she's been asking for.
Always thinking of your mother.
Marcy could finally get a dog that would pretend to be a robot vacuum and make the vroom sounds and all.
Vroom.
It was just then that Marcy's crush walked down the side of the sidewalk next to her. Marcy was...
Before we get into the crush walking on the side, That's gonna be normal if you watch me. That stuff falling. That was a pig named Jolene that just knocked that down on me. And she's awesome. She did the positive message. You've seen her then. I feel like I'm not doing the story justice. Let's progress, shall we? Join me in progressing through this story.
Always too nervous to talk to Johnny, but not anymore. She imagined herself turning into a Disney princess, mouth full of mallow, and all to the point that she was having trouble breathing and had multicolored drool pouring out at the seams. She shoved a bag of marshmallows into her mouth and had hamster cheeks. Johnny ran up to her like she had all the hopes that he would. The marshmallows must have worked. Johnny ran up and in a dreamy voice said, "Help. My dad went crazy and started hitting me. I need help."
Yeah.
It was music to her ears, and Marcy gave the sweetest smile to Johnny.
No, don't hit your kids.
With cheeks stuffed with mallow and a small clearance of air to her throat, she said, Johnny responded by saying, "Wait, what is wrong with you? Why do you have Play-Doh or something in your mouth? We need to get you to a mental hospital. Come on, let's go find my dad. He will help. He always knows the right thing to do." Johnny took Marcy by the hand right
before we see this beautiful ending here. Bring it back to the dad. Johnny, really? You have Stockholm Syndrome? Is that what it is?
Before she passed out from lack of oxygen, just like in them Hollywood romance movies.
Oh yeah, who hasn't seen one of those? That ended just like that. Well, hey wacky guys, how you doing? We don't always get to see each other that often. So now I'm going to give you all the behind the scene images and everything that wasn't used. Well, don't have any of those. So the behind the scenes stuff was the actual scene behind me falling down on me. That's your behind the scenes stuff. See you in the next work of art. That's what they are, right?